Hello, you beautiful people. I'm Lawrence, and I'm here in the backyard of the building I live at. After a couple of really nice and sunny days, Amsterdam has gone back to its rainy and cloudy self, and I really wanted to make use of the few moments that it isn't raining to get some fresh air, because I'm spending most of my time inside in my studio right now, same as most of you are doing, I guess. And since we are spending most of our times confined in our spaces, I've decided to take you with me to my studio and show you how I program a sample-based synth-like digital instrument in Ableton Live only using an audio mixer. So here we are. Welcome to my studio. As I said before, we are building a sample-based instrument, and we're going to use this mixer to generate the audio. So let me just give you a brief run through of the system that we're using here. Every piece of analog gear has a certain amount of noise. And if we have a look at the Ableton spectrum, we can actually really see that. And if I bring up the levels here on the mixer, you can also start hearing it. Yeah. And what we're doing is we are making use of that noise by sending it out of an output. In this case, it's just my aux output that I'm feeding back onto the channel. And therefore we are amplifying it and sending it back to the output, thus creating a feedback loop within the mixer. And that feedback loop can be controlled to a certain extent. Let's see what this sounds like. Yes. And everything that we do now is just record a couple of long notes with different timbres that we can then use as our oscillators.
5 minutes later.
So as I said, the instrument is going to be sample-based, and each of the sample is going to fulfill the role of an oscillator. So for that, let's insert a new MIDI track, and let's rename it to no input instrument. And now on that MIDI track, we can drag and drop our samplers. But we need 4 samplers, so we can group this, and then we can just duplicate this one 3 times. Rename this sub, oscillator 1, oscillator 2, oscillator 3. And now we can just drag and drop our samples into the sampler. So I want oscillator 1 twice, and I will tell you just in a minute why. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now we can already play them. As you hear, all of them have different pitches now, and we deal with that by assigning the correct pitch to the root of each sampler. So we need to find out which pitch the sample actually is in, and we can do that with a tuner. And let's also put in a spectrum. So this is an F-sharp 3, so we set the root note to F-sharp 3, tweak it until it's in tune. Here we go. Next one. Nice. So this one I want to be a sub-oscillator, meaning that I want it to sound an octave lower than the other ones. And in order to do that, we need to set the root at an octave higher than it actually sounds. So if this is an F-sharp 3, we just set the root at F-sharp 4. And there you have it. That sound is obviously not particularly nice yet. So what we want to be able to is to mix the different oscillators together to our liking. In order to do that, we just map the level of each sampler to the macro controls here in our instrument rack. So this goes to macro 1, macro 2. And in order to know what we're dealing with, let's rename this to sub, this to oscillator 1, oscillator 2, and oscillator 3. Color code them. And now we can just mix the oscillators together in different ways. Cool. Because we don't want the notes to just stop at some point, we can loop them. And then also do that for each and every one. And then in order to get some detuning, we can increase the spread Yes, I like that. And also, let's just do that for all of them. Nice. So we want to be able to control the envelope. So let's just map that one to the remaining macros. Attack, decay, sustain, and release. Let's rename it ADSR. Give it a color coding. Nice. Apparently I assigned that third oscillator here an octave too high, but I really like it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it like that. Yeah, so that's it. I hope you liked it. I had a lot of fun building this thing. I am planning on releasing videos on a regular basis now, so yeah, if you like this one, then subscribe to the channel. So stay safe and sane. See you next time. Bye.